Saturday, UFC 324 went down at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, just in case you versus Paddy Pimblett. This video, I'm going to go through the card, give my thoughts and opinions on all of the fights, what I think should happen next. First fight of the night was Ty Miller versus Adam Fugit. It was a good way to start the year, the Paramount era, a good knockout. Potentially a nice little prospect there, Ty Miller. Not the best opponent to beat, but the important thing is he did KO the journeyman Adam Fugit. You know, you look at the guys that had KO'd Adam Fugit, Morales, like Malot beat him, Islam Dulatov. So he's putting himself in good standards there. Ty Miller, obviously got the performance bonus that will help him the crap pay he gets. Obviously his first fight he's probably on 10-10 or 20-20. So he'll be sorted for a while. I don't want to see him get back in there pretty soon. There's a good little welterweight prospect we've got there. There's a nice KO he got. Good to start the card with a KO. Talking of KOs, second fight of the night. Josh Hockett versus Denzel Freeman. Josh Hockett, as much of a clown as he perceives himself to be, he's clearly a good heavyweight fighter. I don't think they should push him too soon. Obviously, another good performance, just like in his debut. Is Denzel Freeman any good? So, Josh Hockett needs another really low-level guy. Again, obviously, he's doing all he can in the promotion aspect, you know, with all the promo he puts. He's a fun fight style. Went out there, dominated Freeman. Got a middle finger TKO, which has never been seen before. I think he's entertaining. You know, he gets a lot of shit online. People call him cringe. It's what the heavyweight division needs. You know, it's pretty boring, pretty dull. So prospects like him and Walter Walker are fun to see. And yeah, I thought he did well. Apart from that, low level comp is what you expect really. But he did the job. First fight in the prelim, we had Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. Bit of a crazy ending. No one really thought that Alex Perez would go out there and KO Charles Johnson. Loads of people picked Charles Johnson to do the opposite, to go out there and KO Alex Perez. So, an impressive performance from Perez. No one saw it coming, and he said his contract's up, so he's probably saved his job there with that. You know, the UFC probably wanted Charles Johnson to win. You know, he's got that history over Josh Van. Charles Johnson is so annoying. All he does is go out there and KO prospects. The second he fights anyone, not a prospect, that will get him higher up in the rankings, he just goes and loses. You know, it's disappointing to see. You know, he's killed Kavanagh's hype. Pretty embarrassing knockout to a guy like Alex Perez who's pretty low level. So that match with Van is nowhere near happening again. A good performance from Perez. Maybe give him Steve Erceg or someone like that. And Charles Johnson, just give him another prospect. That's all he seems to beat. Second fight on the prelims was Modestas Bukauskas versus Nikita Krylov. I did pick Modestas Bukauskas to win that fight. Obviously, didn't happen. Take away the KO from that fight in the last minute. That was one of the most boring fights I think I've ever watched. Modestas Bukauskas clearly has the KO power of a flyweight because he's just spamming check hooks, just like Dominic Reyes did. That's probably the way to beat Krylov. He lunges in like a bit of a retard. Like Yuri Prochazka without the power. And Modestas Bukauskas can capitalise on that, put him away. Disappointing performance. I've obviously picked Modestas to win. Disappointing. Nikita Krylov doesn't look top level. You know, he was sort of playing with Bukauskas at range. He had no fear of the power coming back at him, which is probably mentally quite draining for Bukauskas, knowing that his opponent doesn't care whether he gets hit or not. Yeah, it was a pretty boring fight. Got a good KO at the end. It's sad to see for Bukauskas. He had a good bit of hype going for him. Probably give Krylov maybe Bogdan Guskov, someone like that. No, not Bogdan Guskov. Sorry, he's just Bogdan Guskov just KO'd him. Give Krylov a guy around 10 to 15 in the rankings. Maybe Zhang Ming Yang would be a good matchup. Their fight in the prelims was Teba Gautier against Andrei Puliev. I picked Gautier just like 99.9% of people did. But by the first 40 seconds where he went out there and just dropped Puliev straight away, a disappointing performance from Gautier. You know, everyone been calling him the mini Ngannou, and Ngannou wouldn't have gone to a decision. Obviously, it was a dominant victory, but round 2 and 3, Puliev was piecing him up nicely with them body kicks, and he made Gautier look beatable. Obviously, Gautier won, so it's not a fraud check, but the amount of hype he had is a pretty underwhelming performance, to be honest. He's called out Marvin Vettori. I think that's a good matchup. We need to actually give Gautier a high-level opponent, just within the edge of the rankings, just to see whether he's about it or not. He's got that talent to actually push for the belt like he's being hyped up towards, so that'd be an interesting fight. Puliev, if you don't get knocked out by Gautier, it's a good performance, I suppose, but pretty underwhelming. Got dropped first 40 seconds. You know, if you're fighting Gautier, why not just shoot a takedown? You know he's going to outstrike you. He's got rocks in his hands. Just shoot a takedown on him. Nevertheless, solid win from Gautier. Puliev, don't cut him. Keep him in the UFC. He's clearly UFC worthy. Decent performance against a big prospect like Gautier. Moving on, the prelim headliner, and thank God it was on the prelims and not on the main card. Umar versus Figgy. An incredibly boring fight. We all knew Umar was going to win, but zero urgency to finish the fight. Figgy even, I think did he rock him? Did he stun him at the end of round 2? Had a little flurry in the last 20 seconds. Yeah, Umar, you are not getting a title shot like that, mate. Boring fight. Literally just like Makhachev versus JDM, just camping side control half guard. Figgy just putting up pointless guillotines. You're not going to guillotine a Dagestani fighter. Boring performance. I think Figueiredo should retire. He's only going to get chinned by a prospect. You know, Figgy's clearly not in it anymore. That was a performance. You show up, you miss weight, perform like that, just run away for 15 minutes or just get held down. Figgy just looked like he showed up for the paycheck, just like the Sandhagen fight. Obviously, he beat Montel Jackson, but I'd like to see Figgy retire, just restore that legacy he's built for himself. You know, if he keeps going out there losing, the way fans will see him will drastically decline. You know, arguably top 3, top 5 flyweight of all time. You know, he's clearly past it. I think he's 38, so yeah, I think he needs to retire. Don't give Umar the shot. I believe I'm going to get onto O'Malley later. If they don't give Sean O'Malley the title fight, book O'Malley versus Umar. Winner then gets the title fight, because they may give O'Malley the shot. O'Malley deserves it more than Umar, but yeah, Umar should fight O'Malley if he doesn't get the belt. Or if O'Malley fights for the belt, give Umar Song Yadong. That'd be a good fight, because boring. Card started really well, and then this just slowed the momentum, just like the Bukauskas fight. Onto the main card. First fight of the card was Arnold Allen versus that dirty goblin Jew John Silva. Besides all the jokes about Silva, is a great fight. So close on Allen. No, we just needed a bit more output in that third round. No, he's aura farm. All Gene Silva does is aura farm, you know, standing on the back, the all that, trying to shake hands mid-round. Oh, fuck out of here with all that shit, man. Arnold won't have none of it, you know, shoved him out of the way at the end of round 1, trying to aura farm. But besides all that, he's really fucking good. So's Arnold Allen, but Diego Lopez victim. What I have to say about John Silver. It's a good fight. I thought Arnold won round 2. He won in that second round. I thought Arnold's game plan was good. It was a good game plan to beat a guy like Silver. Keep circling at range. Don't just stand there and take the shots from him and just fall for the bait, little handshakes. I thought we did well on that half, but he's really fucking good, John Silver. He wants to fight for the belt now. Swear to God, if he gets a title shot, they've not announced it yet, but they're 90% they're probably going to do Evloev Murphy at UFC London. If they do not give the winner of that a shot and they give it to him, that is fucking disgusting. So I think he should fight again because Volk or but if Lopez wins, if Lopez beats Volk, which I think he will, I see them giving him the shot instead of Evloev Murphy. But Arnold Allen, we need to stay active. We can't be doing that bullshit fighting once a year. Heal up. He may have injured his arm again. He always injures that. Come back in the summer, take on a guy like Yair or Sterling, someone like that. We know you've got good wrestling, Arnold. You can defend Sterling's takedowns. Yair, you shit, man. Arnold beats these guys. Yeah. Arnold needs to stay active. It was a close fight, a good showing of himself. He didn't go out there and get KO'd. Competitive fight. John Silver was really good. No other thing to say, really. I don't want to see him fight for the belt. All that backtracking on how he has no affiliation to Israel is pretty stupid. All the posts and t-shirts he used to wear, but we're not going to get into all that. Next fight. Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas. Shit. Anyway. Third fight on the main card, we have Waldo versus Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis, please retire. Wrap it up, Unc. Your shit. What does Derek Lewis do? Fat blob at range, waiting for you to burst in like Tellison Teixeira did, just to spam his hooks. Your shit. Retire. Waldo, I'm angry because I picked Derek Lewis to win. What the fuck was I thinking? The guy's a blob, doesn't move. I was fooled by the Teixeira win. I thought, Teixeira's fucking good. That's a good prospect win. Unc's not washed. Unc is washed. Waldo, I don't think Waldo's championship level. It's a good win, obviously, getting that ground and pound win. I think I could have won that fight. Derek Lewis just took it. He slipped. Someone must have thrown a banana peel in the ring. A bit of DDP. Falling anvil. He slipped and he just like, oh shit, hello Waldo. Waldo did what he had to do. Ground and pound finish. Take nothing away from Waldo. I think he beats Blades. He doesn't beat Volkov. Obviously, he's already lost to Pavlovich. And yeah, Aspinall gone. Just sleeping. Good fight. Give him Blades next or Volkov, just so Volkov can beat him. Volkov don't deserve a title shot. Derek Lewis, just retire. Your shit. Main event: Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. We did it. We beat Yadong. Fuck all that. That was not a robbery. Clear 2-1 O'Malley. O'Malley won round 1 and round 3. We give Song the second. What did Song do? Other than take him down, start round 1, held him there for 20 seconds. Clear win from O'Malley. Clearly faster guy. O'Malley has not lost to anyone in the UFC apart from Arab. We do not count that Chito Vera loss. Give him Piotr Jan, either at the White House or just on a random pay-per-view. What's the alternative? You give him Marab. Marab needs to sit out. Marab needs to learn how to strike. Umar, fucking hell, do never give that terrorist a title shot. That would be the most boring fight ever. O'Malley, we're in the Paramount era. big American fan base. O'Malley, big American guy. Makes perfect sense. He beat Yan. Why not give O'Malley the shot with Yan? Obviously, I picked O'Malley to win. The only way you beat O'Malley is if you smudge him. The only other guys that can beat him is Yan and Merab. You have to smudge him, or Yan's a different level striker, you know. Yan and O'Malley are so far clear of everyone else in that division on the feet. No one can stop O'Malley on the feet, I don't think. It'd be a good fight, him v Yan. I think that needs to happen. Yan has got the better wrestling, so if O'Malley can stop the takedowns, I think he can piece him up at range, just like this fight. Song Yadong, very underrated. He had just a similar fight like this against Pure Yan. No one talks shit about that. Everyone glazing Yan. Yan is back. Yan is back. The second O'Malley does it, the same exact type of fight. O'Malley's mid. O'Malley's mid. O'Malley's mid. Where's the equal? Where's the balance? Great fight from the Sugar. He beat Yadong. You know, he beat the washed allegations. We are not washed. And we are fighting on that White House card against Piotr Yan. Main event. Damn. Tough loss. Pimlet Gaethje, you know, we got shown levels on the feet. We were overconfident, and Gaethje's proved a lot of people wrong with that. I didn't see that happening. However, I've got to say, what the fuck was that game plan from Pimlet? The amount of shit he talked. You know, I'm just gonna go out there, I'll strike him, I'm the better game plan, Gaethje can't grapple. I'm not Khabib. Yeah, clearly you're not Khabib. You didn't shoot a fucking takedown, mate. Minimal fighters can go out there and swing with Gaethje in the pocket and be successful. You have to take Gaethje down to win. Pimlet is a jiu-jitsu style fighter. Take him down. You've seen Gaethje lose to Oliveira, Khabib in the past. Obviously, you know, they're not elite grapplers, obviously, but silly game plan. Literally, Pimlet went out there looking for a fucking swing trade in the pocket, and you know, got his ass sat down in that first round, again in the fourth, and the second as well. You know, it's a tough loss, but maybe Pimlet needed this. Maybe he needed a bit of humbling. We will be back, but tough to take. I mean, you see the picture there. He did eye poke him twice, but I'm not. But he still would have lost, nevertheless. Pimlet showed great heart, bogged it out. He won round 3. You know, got his ass beat 1 and 2. Everyone was like, Gaethje's gonna finish him. This is it. Pimlet's fucked. But Scousers do not get knocked out, and clearly they don't. You know, Sorcerers do not get knocked out. Great performance from Gaethje. You know, well done, Gaethje. You've earned yourself a KO loss against Topuria. You know, we will be there for the Topuria KO. Nevertheless, Pimlet, learn to strike. Learn to implement your takedowns. Don't look for a fucking trade off in the pocket with someone like Gaethje who lives for that shit. You literally fought a Gaethje fight, and you are not Gaethje. I think we need to do Paddy versus the winner of Hooker BSD. Hopefully it's Hooker, you know, all that shit that's happened with them two. Pretty funny. Yeah. Disappointing, you know. Obvious they're going to do Gaethje Topuria in the White House. Hopefully they, like I said earlier, include O'Malley versus Yan. A disappointing ending. All the hype and shit Pimlet talked, and he didn't really back it up. All he proved was he's a tough motherfucker. And you can see in the picture in the bottom left there, you know, that face got mangled up. Gaethje looks like he's just had a fucking sparring session. Disappointing, but he will be back. At least he didn't get KO'd, you know. I've seen lesser fighters go out there to these unks of the division, you know, Benoit Saint Denis, and get chinned. So he showed his heart. Disappointing performance, you know. The UK, we needed another win. Obviously Aspinall, we're not in good favour right now. The UK, you know, our next best guy. What have we got? Lauren Murphy. It's a long day for UK MMA, but Pimlet will be back. It was a good fight. Can't say it wasn't entertaining, you know. You've got to be a casual if you didn't enjoy JDM Makhachev, so you must have enjoyed that. Anyway, if you stayed this far, thank you for watching. You know, I post regularly, Twitter, TikTok. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll be making daily videos on them platforms and regular YouTube videos when something big happens, like UFC 324. Thank you.